Brilliant. So thanks to Aaron for joining us today. And he's going to speak a little bit about his journey in football and his career overall. And he'll sort of share some of his experiences of working with different people throughout his career, and hopefully give you guys as well a little bit of an insight into some of the careers and some of the jobs that are available within football and within sport, and give you an idea about some of the people that maybe support footballers along their journey. So Aaron, thanks a lot for joining us today.
No worries.
It'd be great if maybe we could start off just speaking a little bit about your journey and where you started playing football.
Yeah, so obviously I think the first time I kicked the ball must have been, 3 or 4 years old, whatever. And then, it was just more of playing with my mates on the streets. I grew up in a council estate in Liverpool. And that was pretty much what every child done. And then just progressed really through, into Sunday League, which was, still playing with my mates. And then I actually got the chance at Liverpool when I was 12 years old. Went there and I was there for 2 years, progressed through there. And then I think it was about 15 when I left Liverpool. Obviously had a setback, and my dad literally just went, go back to where you started and back to Sunday League and enjoy it and get that enjoyment back into football. And that's certainly what I've done. And, it was kind of the best thing that could have happened to me.
A lot of people in the room here, or people as well that are current students on our programs, that they coach grassroots, and they have that ambition to maybe work in academy football or performance sport, and other sports as well. But how important was that grassroots football or that grassroots sport to you when you were growing up?
It was massive, because I think, every professional, sports person who's at the top of the game will not just always go up in one direction and, reach to the top. At some point you'll have a setback, and it's how you come back from that setback, and that kind of defines it, I think. As I say, it's how you react, to that rejection or that negativity that's at the time. And certainly for me, as I mentioned before, when I got that setback, it was, how do I respond? And the first thing that my dad said was, just go back to enjoying football and don't put too much pressure and feel stressed out about it. And it was kind of the best thing I'd done. And, kind of, not that I fell out of love of football at that age, but, I used to, you feel the pressure at that age, which is, it's part and parcel of us, you could say. But getting back to Sunday League, put me on the right path again.
Yeah, that's definitely something we say to the people here that want to become coaches, is about obviously help people love the game. And it sounds like obviously you going back to grassroots and Sunday League kind of helped you fall back in love with it and helped you, I guess.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
So I'm just thinking about obviously different jobs that maybe people are interested in, like when they graduate from their degree. And obviously, yes, we've got coaching, but things like analysts and strength conditioning and sports science staff as well. Like, as players, or sort of as yourself, like how closely do you work with those guys, and how much interaction do you get with those guys during the week?
There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that people don't realise and people don't see, and we've got loads of staff, this training ground, not just sports science or physio or whatever. There's so many different job roles here behind the gates that people don't realise. And as I say, they're part of our team, although they may not be there on a Saturday afternoon when we're away to Leicester or Newcastle or whoever, what team it is. They play their part throughout the season, and as I say, that's what makes a great football club.
I remember we were watching the documentary before, the one behind the scenes at Man City, and they had, for example, like the kit man was there, and he seemed like the sort of person who really brought that fun and that sort of enjoyment to the group as well. Is that how, obviously that's how it looked on camera, but is that how it almost works behind the scenes as well? I guess there's people behind the scenes who do a lot of that sort of stuff in terms of like building those relationships. So how important is that to a team?
100%, yeah. You could argue if you walked into the treatment room, every morning from 9 till 10:30 before we go out to train, that's like the heartbeat of the club. It's always, with the banter going on, everyone's joking about and getting ready to go out really. But yeah, there's certainly, as you said, there the kit man. There's loads, the chefs, there's the physios, there's the media team. Everyone pulls their part to make it a good place to come to work, and that's certainly what we've got down here.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. I think we're probably going to wrap up there. So I'd just like to say thank you so much for giving us an insight into your journey in football and your journey in elite sport, really. It's really good to hear about sort of maybe some of the things that go on behind the scenes that maybe gets missed by Sky Sports and other things like that.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it's
No,
really, really, really helpful. And, there's a lot of people there with a lot of skills that have worked for a long time to sort of get to where they are. So it's great, obviously, to hear that you as players appreciate that as well and appreciate the work that goes into it.
of course, that's fine. No worries.